What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Look, one of the most disturbing and painful statements that have ever been made in the history of black people have been this term that says, if you want to hide something from black folks, put it in a book. And I think one of the main reasons why it's so painful and so disturbing is because to a degree it's true. To a degree it is true. So I want to kind of make this video to hopefully push us into refocusing in on reading more, and to those who don't read at all, getting into reading, period. I used to be one of those type of people that just was like, man, I ain't got time to read. I ain't doing no reading, man. I read a book. I used to be amazed at people who would read a whole book. You know, my mom is a big reader, and she always had books in the house. I'm like, man, you read that whole book? Just being young and ignorant. But when you reach a point in your life where you start to understand all of the things that have been hidden from us, all of the information that exists in this world that can make us better, that can make us wiser and more knowledgeable and improve our lives and the lives of our family, our people, then those are the things that should make us more appreciative of the privilege of being able to read. There are some individuals who don't read, but they know how to read. That's a serious neglect of a bit of an ability, and a misuse or a lack of use of an ability, because there are so many people who absolutely do not even know how to read, don't even know how to look at a newspaper or pick up a book and actually read due to circumstances that have put them in that position. And some of those people, they really would love to know how to read, grown adult individuals, but now that they've reached this point of adulthood, they may feel embarrassed. They may feel shame to let people know that they can't read, or ashamed to ask for help to learn how to read. Those are some of the reasons why we should never take our ability to read for granted, and we should always be trying to seek to find as much knowledge and information as we can. So much goes on in this world that directly affects us in a negative way, and a lot of those things that I'm speaking of, we have no knowledge of. We're totally unaware of, simply because we won't take the time to just read and acquire information that will keep us in the loop. We come from a people who, during the times of slavery, were not even allowed to read. Reading was forbidden. It was prohibited. It was a death sentence if a black person was found trying to learn to read, or reading, or even finding out that you knew how to read, simply because the plan was to keep information out of our minds that would wake us up and give us the knowledge of who we were and who we were being oppressed by. That's just on a small surface level. Also, the reading of scripture. Didn't want you to read scripture, didn't want you to gain any understanding of our spirituality, because the reading of scriptures would free us as well. So the decree was, no sir, do not let them black folks learn how to read. Now you fast forward here to 2021 going into 2022, and we are still bitten by that same bug, but not necessarily now because we're forbidden to read. Now we just don't even have a desire to read. It's not interest, boring. Get sleepy when you read. It's just too much. The book too thick. Ain't no pictures in it. All these different excuses and reasons why we don't want to read. I don't have time. Well, what we got to understand is that the, the the individuals who run this world, the individuals who carry out all this sick, evil crap on the world, they always got time and they never sleep. So we have to ramp up our knowledge base. We have to establish our foundation, our information foundation, so that we are well equipped to deal with all of the ills that are taking place on this planet. We got to pick up a book. All of us who watching this right now, who just, man, I just don't want to, pick up a book. Choose one book every month that you just take with you everywhere you go, because it doesn't matter how busy you claim you are, you always have some downtime. You may be sitting in the car for 15 minutes waiting on your wife to get off work. Pick up that book and read it for those 15 minutes. You may be at the park while your children are playing. Read that book for 30, 40 minutes. And in a month's time, you will have easily gone through a whole book. And you carry that process out as much as you can. You don't have to sit down and read the book in one night. But we have to condition ourselves to start reading more, and reading good books with good information, with valuable information in it that will improve ourselves and improve our quality of life, regardless of what it is. And because they are hiding things in books, but they hiding it in plain sight. And in this day and age, we choose to be complicit in the hiding. Not only are they hiding it, we're not even looking for it. So it's, in some ways, it's not even hiding. So keep that in mind as you move forward. There are a lot of great books to read, countless books to read. Um, but in this day and time, I would recommend starting reading some current stuff just to keep up with what's going on in the world. And one of the keys to reading is always having a balance to what you read. In other words, if you read information from one side, don't just stay on that side. Try to always find something to counter that. If you're looking for truth. Now, if you're just reading a novel or just something like that, that's just recreation, entertainment. But when you're trying to read and pass along truth, make sure that you vet and get balance in anything it is that you read. All right, man, this your big brother K-Rino. If there's anything I forgot to mention on this subject, y'all feel free to drop it in the comment section. And let's get it on, man, because the world is moving and they plotting and planning, and we sitting around here chilling. All right, peace.